Ah, they got you too, huh? Well, since you're here, welcome to the Paddy Wagon. Us two Irish-American buddies drink, bullshit, discuss fun topics, and sometimes have an interesting guest such as yourself to talk with. So pull that flat cap back on, grab a drink, and have a seat. This is the Paddy Wagon.
Welcome into the Paddy Wagon. I am a friend of Mike's. I am going to be filling in today, but as always, Mike is here. So, Mike, what's going on?
Ready to rock and roll with a fantastic guest today?
Yes. Mike, I don't know how to say this, but this may be my first episode with you, but it may also be my last. We are going to be in a lot of trouble after this episode.
That's not a good start.
We may even be out of a job.
Probably.
Because joining us today on the Paddy Wagon is Deanna. She is an HR professional. And she is going to be cleaning up this joint because, let's just be honest, you and I are both, we're a couple of goddamn degens, okay? So we're not the most HR friendly. She's going to give us the boot, I'm sure.
Can I see you in my office? Yeah, it's one of those ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Deanna, please say hello and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Deanna, the HR professional. What an introduction. I am not professional by any means, but I'm Deanna. I hate when people ask that question. I don't like to do the typical introduction, so my favorite color is orange.
Okay.
Nice.
I like to travel. I love podcasts. I'm a big women's basketball WNBA fan, and I hate hot weather, even though I live in Texas.
That's a bad.
Let's go say
that's a bad thing right there.
There goes my credibility.
My
credibility's gone out the window.
I'm glad you told your favorite color because if you know this, you wouldn't know this, but you and I have the same favorite color. Connection right off the bat. Orange is the best.
Look at that. I knew it. I could see it in your beard. I knew it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I like that. That's orange is a random. You don't get a lot of people that say orange.
You don't.
Is my favorite color.
That's why I was surprised when she said that because I always that's always meant orange is my favorite color. And no one else ever says that. And then she said, I was like, no way, another person.
Nice.
Another one of us out there?
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Huh. Yes. All right.
I like orange. Can I be part of the group?
You're trying to fit in? What's your favorite color?
We're excluding you. Might get out of here.
I like green. But then again, with the green and the orange, and I'm Irish, it works together. I do like green. Green's always been my favorite.
All right. Us just making an Irish flag.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. Deanna, back to us being total degenerates.
Yes.
Always drinking. And we just want to know, are you joining us in drinking tonight?
Absolutely.
Amazing. What are you having?
I have this wine. I am a little skeptical about it, but it is a pineapple and chili semi-sweet wine. I am losing credibility every single time I open my mouth, but I don't know how
You're only losing credibility with the person that made that wine. You're good with us. We drink a ton of shit we don't like.
Yeah, so that's what I'm drinking on tonight. I'm not above drinking anything really, but that's just kind of something I saw at the grocery store, so I was like, why not? So here we are.
It's worth a try. There's a lot of it might be super good. Stuff. You know, he's had to try it.
That's true.
Do you normally do red, white, both? White? I mean, what's like when it comes to wine?
Great question. So I actually prefer beer. But I'm trying not to drink too much beer, too many carbs. So I'm just like, let's just have all the sugars in wine. So sometimes I just try to do something a little bit sweeter and gentler, but I usually prefer reds.
Me too.
So I'm just contradicting myself, but I usually prefer red wine.
Okay. Awesome.
Beer at the top, red wine below that, and then white.
I do like seltzers. I know those aren't things people love, but I was during the pandemic, I was at home and I drink a lot. So I was like, I can't keep drinking
fit in
craft
well
beer
here.
every night. So I did seltzers because they were lighter.
Yeah.
I get down with the seltzers too. That's probably higher on my list.
I always tell people that when I drink a seltzer, it just reminds me of what I imagine TV static tastes like.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just like, nope, not for me.
They're fucking
not
dangerous.
wrong.
They're dangerous
Yes.
because you don't taste the alcohol in them. So
Exactly.
I'm going to date myself here a little bit. Do either of you know what Zima is?
Nope.
I do.
Okay, so you know what Zima is. Some parts of the country, they actually still sell it. It's a very shitty, clear, honestly, it's like I don't want, the closest I can say is like an Sprite with alcohol. It's maybe it's not even really a lemon lime. It's alcohol. And so we have a concert venue near us, and I knew a guy that worked there. And one of the things that you do at a concert, right? You drink. And if you're underage, you drink. So I said, how the hell do you walk around and spot underage people? That's got to be a tough job because fuck no, it's easy. Just look for people drinking Zima. Because when you're young, you don't have that acquired taste for alcohol. And sure as shit, he said, every single fucking person that I walk up to drinks Zima. I see a Zima, I walk up, they're under arrest immediately. So there's that. But that's got to be the new. That's got to be the new Zima is the seltzer because they're dangerous. I mean, hot sun, you'll fuck yourself up. You'll be in the ER drinking that shit, and when you can't taste the alcohol, that's a bad combo.
That sounds delicious to me.
When I was growing up, okay, after your generation and the Zimas, mine was walk up, and if they were drinking a Four Loko, they were underage.
Four Loko.
Four
I don't know
Loko,
what a Four Loko
buddy.
is.
Ooh, it's cough syrup in a fucking can. It's so goddamn.
Doesn't sound good.
It's not. It's not. It's just super sweet and literally tastes like you're drinking cough syrup, but they had a very high alcohol percentage, and kids got fucked up on those things.
Okay. Well, are they at least, they taste good? Well, no, actually, you said they taste like cough syrup.
I mean, I thought because I didn't like them, but
Deanna, have you ever had a Four Loko? Is it Loco or Locos?
Loco.
Have you ever had a Four Loko?
I have. That's what in my college years. That's what I could afford. They were like $2 back in the day, and
So cheap.
they were disgusting. But they did the
But
job right.
They
I'll
got
be
you
honest.
real drunk.
If I really am like in a mood and I really just want to get there, I'm not above it. I will do it, and I will still drink.
I love that shit.
That's when I'm spiraling.
Yes.
Where I'm just like
When I'm out of control.
There
we go.
They're disgusting. You should try one. You should absolutely.
Mike, you should try one.
I'll try one.
Mike, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, as fate would have it, I'm drinking a Four Loko.
Four Loko. No.
No. I decided to have one of my new favorite Irish whiskeys. Again, I can't wait for somebody in Ireland to go, that is not how you say it. I am saying Napog Castle. It is a very smooth single malt Irish whiskey. Having it on the rocks. I like to let the ice melt a little bit. Super tasty and doesn't have that bite. So always happy with it.
Love it. I'm actually pretty close to what you're doing. I am also drinking a single malt Irish whiskey, a very smooth one you are very familiar with. I am drinking the Redbreast 12-year today.
Yes.
It's so good. On the rocks, just straight up good time.
It's a favorite of the Paddy Wagon.
Yes.
We'll see if they'll sponsor us.
Redbreast, see if Redbreast sponsors.
Just reach out. Like, hey, do you want to be a sponsor on a podcast with a couple of dickheads?
Never say never. Never say never.
Never say never.
Yeah, send us that 27-year bottle. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, dream big. We'll talk all about it. Yeah, they have a 27-year. What did we talked about that before? What was the price on that?
$800.
It was dough. Yeah, it was dough, dude. $800 for this. I wouldn't want to drink it, but if they send it to me, I'll smash that bitch.
I'll drink it.
Oh. I will drink anyone else's expensive
Smash
stuff.
the shit out of that bitch.
Don't you dare drink that if that's
That'll
in my
go
house.
down.
So we've got our drinks out of the way. Deanna, I guess technically we're drinking at work on the subject of degenerates yet again. Do we have anything to worry about so far with you? Are those pink slips coming?
I don't necessarily know how to answer that. Are you allowed to plead the fifth on a podcast? Is that
I think you can.
allowed?
I think you can always plead
Yeah,
the fifth.
absolutely.
I'll plead the fifth. No,
Just direct me to another HR person.
Yeah, do that. I'll direct you to somebody that actually
She's
does
like-
their job. Maybe I'll help you out.
She's like,
my
they're talking
goodness.
about Four Locos. They're definitely giving pink slips to her.
Yeah.
Only oh man.
And the fun part
Yeah.
is that I am also in HR, which everyone who listens knows and Deanna knows. And so we recruit. And that's part of the reason why we're here today is because we have such fascinating stories. And I think it's one of the reasons we hit it off so well. We've got a great thing going on here right now.
So Mike recruits for I always mess it up at the science company.
Big
I really-
biopharmaceutical firm. Yes.
Yeah.
Biotechnology. They do everything. So one of the bigger ones, Fortune 100 company, to not run into HR issues, we'll just say they do science stuff.
But do
We'll leave it
science
at
stuff. Deanna, what type of jobs do you recruit for?
So I will refrain from saying my company's name as well, but it's financial investment type of company. Now, I'm on our early talent or our campus team. So I talk to our youth. I am recruiting
Good.
more for our early talent programs, more soon to be graduates, interns. That's what I recruit for. And then specifically like a software development program, recruit for that program, as well as our wealth management and advice program, which again, this is all a joke because I'm this HR professional and I never really know what I'm talking about. I know nothing about software development.
I
or
bullshit my
managing
way
wealth.
through everything too. Don't
I
worry
don't
about
know
it. You
what
are
the hell
fine.
I'm talking about. I never
know
do.
it.
So that and the
You just need to know
interns,
enough. Know enough to be dangerous. That's all you got to do. Let the other people figure that shit out.
well, that's the good part about talking to younger people. Like, so they don't know what's good. I could tell them all sorts of stuff. They have no idea. They're just
Yep.
looking for a job. So
Yep. And one thing I'll say is that all bullshit aside, and this is dead serious, be honest with people. And I think that is the one thing you will see as a recruiter that will earn you more respect than anything is if somebody doesn't get the job, tell them they didn't get the job. If they do something wrong during the interview, if they go off on a tangent, if they talk too much, if they don't talk enough, tell them how they did. But always close that loop. I think that's the one thing because, I'm not going to date you, but I'm going to date myself. I'm 44, going to be 45 here soon. I've been recruiting a long time. I've done it all. I've messed up a lot of things, but what I found out is that people will respect the shit out of you if you just let them know where they stand. You start ghosting people, same thing like they ghost us. Candidates will not get back to us. But I feel bad actually because I have so many early talent folks reach out to me looking for internships, looking for their first job, and I don't do that type of recruiting. I'm able to help them out and get them in the right direction, but I always feel bad. I feel like I'm passing the buck. Like, you know what? I'm not working on that, but let me send you to somebody who is. I just try to remain friendly because I just hate not having the answers for people. So,
yeah, I think that's one of the things that I do like about the area that I recruit for. Like you're coaching and you're helping people because I know I have a young spirit and I know what it's like being 21, 22 years old and you go to a career fair and you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to say? I have no idea. You just want a job and you want to make a good first impression, but you don't know how.
Yeah.
So sometimes I enjoy trying to help them or I'll be like, don't say this. Like, let's practice. Okay. You kind of screwed this up. I'm going to give you a second chance.
Yeah.
Let's go home and practice. So I kind of enjoy doing that a lot more than talking to somebody that's been in the field 50 years and thinks they know everything. That gets kind of old pretty quick. So
yep.
I agree
the
with
know-it-alls. The know-it-alls.
Yeah.
You got to love them.
So speaking of the know-it-alls, the candidates who ghost you, the candidates who I'm sure show up to an interview wearing jeans and flip-flops, what is the one thing that drives you fucking crazy about some of the candidates you have to deal with? Like
only
one
one.
thing.
It can't be like top 3.
You could get me
shit,
top
3,
20.
top
I'll
5.
fucking hear
if
every
you
one
need
of them. Top 40 is good.
Do it.
Please.
Hit us.
Hit us with
with
number
Okay,
one
so-
first. What drives you the most crazy?
Okay, well, this is kind of adjacent. I hate referrals. And people are like, I would like to refer my baby daddy's cousin. I'm like, I don't care. Your baby daddy can't read. So I hate referrals. And then we feel like this odd pressure to, and I don't think it's just my company. I think it's everywhere. You want to
Every
do
company.
good and like give, if I refer you, I want you to have a good experience. I don't want you to have like a shitty experience, but I feel like
Right.
referrals are always the worst. I hate referrals. So that's something the candidate does. That's just something that happens when you are in the recruiting space, but
Yep.
that's
I'll touch on
absolutely
that one.
probably my least
I'll
favorite.
touch on that one. You're a recruiter. Oh, I've got a friend looking for a job. Right. Okay. And they send
care.
it. Well, I don't fucking recruit for that shit. Or like, dude, look at the job description first. I got a friend or a former colleague or a baby daddy that is perfect for that job. And I look at it and I'm like, this motherfucker doesn't have one skill that I would ever hire this person for. So now I'm on the hook to continue to make the company look good and say, hello, this is Michael from so-and-so. I received your resume. We're either hiring somebody or it's not the right fit for this role, but we'll keep you in mind. I'm now tasked with having an uncomfortable conversation with somebody that, quite frankly, and I mean, all due respect, probably never should have happened. If you're going to refer somebody that can do the job or is the right fit. And especially if you work at the company, you should know the type of talent that we'd be looking for. Send the right people. Remember, we're trying to hire people that can do what we do. Just use a little common sense. So I'm with you on that one. That's a big, big problem for me. What else? You've got to have some good ones in there too.
What else?
What else you got?
I think it's part of like when people don't prepare. I think, and again, I deal with younger people, but sometimes it's like they want to know what you can do for them rather than how they can help themselves. I feel like I'll help you if you help yourself. I didn't get to my position just because I wanted to. I kind of worked for it. And I'm not saying everybody's going to be able to do what I did, but I'm also like, did you read the job description? Like, you don't qualify here. So now you're wasting my time. I hate, and it comes with the territory, but it's like, you're wasting my time. You're wasting your time. Like, what did you, I had a friend too. I guess just people don't know how to prepare. That, again, that's not their fault. They don't know. I do this for a living. But I was talking to some girlfriends the other day, and I was just like, I asked this candidate this question. His answer was horrible. And she's like, I hate those types of questions. I was like, bitch, what are you talking about? These are interview questions. This is what you get asked in an interview. What do you mean you don't like these questions? You don't like the actual aspect of an interview? How does that? I didn't understand it, but I just don't think people know how to prepare is really what it is. But I just hate when people don't take the time to prepare. They say stupid shit like that. It's
It's
how
disrespectful.
dare they ask me an interview question? Like,
It's
girl,
disrespectful.
You know what? I will say that, like, every time I've gone to an interview, I have prepared for this question, and I hate it every time I prepare for it because I hate it so much. I hate if you were an animal, what animal would you be? And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with it? It's just, God, I hate it so much. Do you use that? Do you use that one?
No, I would also be upset about this. If somebody asked me that right now, I'd be like, I have no fucking. What does that have to do with my job? So I don't.
It's a weird thing. So I understand why they do it, right? They do it to, one, for people that aren't prepared. It throws them off, right? They're like, I don't know, animal. So to see how they do in a situation they're not prepared for, and then also if they do give an answer, then it kind of tells you a little bit about their personality, I guess, by what animal they pick. Little
psycho babble back and forth. I'm a lion. Oh, they're very aggressive. Well, they wouldn't be good here. A teddy bear. Well, they're not aggressive enough. They wouldn't be good here. It's like there's no right. They're stupid questions. I hate that. But I'll tell you my favorite question. And this one is kind of, I don't want to say it's along those lines, but actually, let's just say it's along those lines. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Do you know how many people cannot answer that question? Tell me a little bit about yourself. I don't give a fuck if you do a podcast, play video games, you're in the chess club, you like to sleep in on the weekends. Just give me something. Tell me something about you. And that trips people up so much. Deanna, if you don't do that, start asking people to just tell you a little bit. Because what it also does is it breaks down that barrier and they will start to communicate. I'm like, oh, we're just having a friend here. I tell everyone I talk to, this is not an interview. This is me talking to somebody to learn about you, see if you want to have a job here. And I just try to bring it down to like, keep it professional, but at the same time, I'm trying to find cultural fits if you're recruiting in finance and you're not a finance person, you have people that'll ask those questions. I'm just trying to see, you can show up to work? Can we afford you? Do you have a personality? Are you a potential fucking serial killer? And if you're a potential serial killer, I'm going to refer that
You're
person
hired.
to Deanna's company is what I'm going to do.
You just send them to me. Here's a referral.
Hey, Deanna, I got a great
God.
referral for you.
Please don't.
So happy that my work took that chance on me because I had no experience in my current field. I walked in and said, I've done this job and this job and this job, but none of them had any relation to what I do now.
So that's interesting.
Yes.
Deanna, why do you think he was hired?
I don't think you have
on
to.
surface, I wouldn't hire that person, right? But he doesn't know about finance. Why would I hire him? But he got the job.
Just because you don't have a background in something doesn't mean that you can't do the job well. And I think that's our job as recruiters or talent advisors to kind of piece that together. I had a marketing degree. I knew nothing about recruiting, and I think I'm pretty good at my job. So I think that's part of the interview. You showcase your skill set and why you would fit that position. It's not about showcasing what you don't have, it's showcasing what you do have. And
yes.
I think that's you probably did an amazing job. That's how you got into it.
Yeah,
I'm an amazing
That's where I was
person,
going with
so
that. He
I'm
kicked
gonna
ass. Well, now we're gonna write you up for some arrogance bullshit right there. I don't like this guy. He's pretty full of himself. I always like veterans. And so did a lot of IT recruiting. And one of the things, like when you talk to a veteran, especially somebody that has been in combat, and if they're in, let's use this very specific job, but a network engineer. I did IT work, and I can tell you that when the network goes down, shit hits the fan. Mm-hmm. Everything's down, and that one person or a group of people is tasked with getting everything back online. And every minute that network is down, that is company losing money. That is dollar signs. And so when you talk to like a person in the interview, and you're like, how do you deal with pressure? They're like, how do I deal with pressure? Have you ever had fucking bullets shot past your head as a fucking recruiter? Because I have had bullets shot at me, and I've set up telecommunications networks in a war zone. So I can deal with pressure. And you're like, you know what? Respect. Like, I got that. That's a great answer. I can deal. Yeah. I can deal with pressure wherever it is because I've been dealing with it. So little things like that, you just draw comparisons to things. And I'm sure whatever it was, you did a great job at it. Hey, I've not done this before, right? I don't have this in my background, but here's what I do. Here's what I'm good at. And if there's something I don't know, I'll learn it. And I will hold myself accountable. And I'm very attractive to, and I'm Irish. And I'm going to start a podcast one day, and I'm going to drink with people.
Wow, you almost verbatim just went through my interview. That's exactly what I said.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, I would hire you guys. Deanna, I would hire you in a heartbeat. Like if you approached me at a job fair, even if I didn't know what I would hire you for, I would tell everyone about you. And I would go, I really liked her. I don't know what she'd be good for, but I liked her. And then I kid you not, that is more to me than anything because so many people look for the perfect candidate. And let me give you a little bit of a newsflash. They're not out there. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to have the resume that reads like a job description. So you have to take a chance on people. And I think that when somebody's got a good thing about them and we all feel it as people, I like this person, I don't like this person, like just dig into that a little bit. If someone hits me up with a smile and they're talking and they're engaged, I'm going back with that resume and I'm saying, we got to find something for this person. Don't know what it is. Don't know if they'll like it, but I got to find something. I had a dude it was at a job fair at Penn State. Penn State has a very good engineering program across the board. Doesn't matter what kind of engineer. It's a fantastic program. Specifically, their nuclear engineering program is wonderful. And so we went to an engineering job fair, and a guy comes up and he takes his resume and he flips it at me. And he says, let me think about this. He goes 368 nuclear engineering. What do you think of that? And immediately I responded with, the dude before you had a 3.9. So don't bring that bullshit to my table with your 3.6. Again, I'm not knocking a 3.6, but don't fucking come at me like you did something special. You weren't even the best one in your class, motherfucker. This dude right there has a better grade point average. So what I think of that is I think that dude is better than you. So change your approach up a little bit and hit me up a little different than you just did. Then I scrolled down and saw he was part of the boxing club. So I toned it down a little bit because he was about to fuck me up.
I like my teeth.
You're like, I have a
my
good
God.
dentist, but that shit's expensive.
Do you do any sort of working with the people? So is this your first job recruiting? Like, have you ever had to manage relationships with people who were like employed as contractors? Maybe like where you were the person's point of contact with your organization, or has it always been like a corporate thing for you?
I've always been a corporate recruiter, so
Okay.
I've never done contracts. Typically, whenever the companies I've worked for, we've hired like external people to bring in the contractors. So
Okay.
no, but I've been like for the main point of contacts, like for, again, I do like different things now because I recruit for programs, but at my previous
Uh-huh.
job, I was recruiting like one-off positions. So I was the main point of contact primarily for those.
You ever had to fire people?
No. I've had to
Ooh.
rescind the offer, but like if you're
Okay.
fired, that means you're hired already. That is past my point is to get you hired, and then I'm like, bet, bye. Like I
Done
don't
my
want to
Someone
part.
else
like
can
my
handle
See ya.
that.
manager. Yeah, you're a people leader. My manager, we had like our one-on-ones or our annuals. She's like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I do not want to manage nobody. I don't want to manage
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a leader. I think I lead in my own right because I don't
Mhm.
think you have to have the title of that, but I have no desire to fire people or to be like, Beth, we've been through this. You keep failing this test. Like I don't that seems like a lot. That seems like a lot to
It's
have to deal
it's
with.
brutal. Yeah, I used to work like agency recruiting. So the
Mm,
benefit of hiring a contractor is you can fire them whenever. Damn, you don't even need a good reason. Contract's up. I don't want this person working here anymore.
mhm.
Unfortunately, with that comes the company gets to pass the buck onto you. So, Mike, I don't want this person here anymore. And oh, yeah, by the way, since we pay you a hefty sum of money every 2 weeks to employ this person, you can go ahead and tell them. I've had to walk into offices with stacks of termination letters
Ugh.
in one meeting after another, after another, after another, telling people they're fired, not having answers to why they're fired, watching them cry. I
Yeah.
actually cried during one because I wasn't
Mhm.
like, that's somebody's life. Like, I wasn't ready for that. And I was like,
Yep.
God damn, like, this is what doctors deal with. Like, hey, your loved one's dead. It just, there was like an emotional piece that you got to get past. So you kind of grow numb to it. I've fired people for wearing too much cologne. I have fired a man for farting in a woman's face after eating a dozen eggs.
I'm sorry. Wait a
Yep.
second.
What?
When
Did you
you
hear me?
added the
Did my
dozen
audio
X
cut out?
parts, I was like, all right.
No, this dude. So first off, he's a fucking giant. He was literally 6'9", about 400 pounds. Didn't look fat, but when you have a 6'9" frame, you're a big dude. And really, it was a super nice guy. But they were like, hey, listen, this dude keeps farting. And they had like this area, so they would meet at this trailer at the job site, and he would like lock the door and just walk past the admin and just blow ass in this girl's face. And they even told me, they're like, he eats like a dozen eggs every day. Do you know what a human asshole smells like? Fucking after 2 eggs? Picture that plus 10. And so I fired him. I fired a guy that was on a conference call with the president of a bank, and they were like, I can't remember his name, so I'll just say like Bob. Like, what is Bob on the call? And the dude that I hired yelled, he's in the back jerking off on like a Teams call
God.
with
Oh my gosh.
multiple people at this bank. And so then I had to call this guy and say, you're fired. And
Was he like,
to
what?
hear him say, well,
What
right,
do you
right.
mean?
Then all of a sudden it's an episode of Cops. It's like, I didn't do that shit. I'm like, motherfucker, like there's 10 people in the room saying you yelled it. Well, it
Talking
wasn't
about
me.
jerking off. Really? Jerking off?
Yeah, you yelled jerking off into a Teams call.
That's strange.
Well, I didn't say it. Well, it was, sorry. The other guy was jerking off in the back. Like, you still yelled, this dude's jerking off.
Dude, your story about that guy yelling that shit in the background. My wife was just telling me a story about something similar that happened at her work. So I guess, and it's an ongoing HR thing at the moment. So there was an email sent out, and apparently this person meant to email this other person and say, I swear to God, if you talk about XYZ one more time, I'm going to punch you.
Mm.
So, threat of physical violence.
Generally frowned upon.
Always good. But instead of sending it to this person, she sent it to like a group that was like 5 board members.
Mm.
So,
Cringe.
yeah.
What a way to
You
go.
ever done that?
Rule number 1, my mom taught me when I was a kid, don't put shit in writing.
Yeah. Now
They're going to be able
The
to
internet
trace it.
is in ink.
that's what I said.
So-
I said, like, I saw someone who says, like, if you have that kind of problem with someone, you walk up, you put your arm around them, and then you just whisper in the ear, I swear to God, if you say that shit one more time, I'm going to fucking punch you. And then you go,
deny it.
Then you go,
Yeah.
all right, have a great day. And you walk away with a smile on your face. And everyone who saw the interaction is not going to think you said anything malicious. And it's
Right.
one-on-one, my word versus theirs. But if it's in writing, you're fucked. And then not only that, you sent it to someone. You sent it to,
And then they have a
you sent it to a
backup.
lot of
Look at this
people
shit.
who have the power to
Shit's on
fire
people.
you. So good job.
Deanna, have you ever done that? Email, text,
no.
anything where you're thinking of so and so in the head, and you're like, "Fuck!" You type their name out.
Oh,
and hit
hell
send.
yeah.
Oh,
Not
damn it.
in work, but like, yeah, I've had a lot of stupid shit where I was just like talking about somebody and then I text that person. Like, who fucking, what an idiot. I don't know, but I've done it multiple times. But never at work. I don't like to fuck with how I get my paycheck. So I'm usually
No.
pretty firm with like people, they want to befriend me on like Instagram and social media. And I'm like, absolutely not.
No, fuck
I
no.
don't, that's my rule number 1. I do not befriend people at work on
Yeah.
social
Keep
media.
that
Yeah.
rule. Keep that
Yeah.
rule. My ex, and I'm gonna tell this story because fuck it, she's my ex. She had a coworker who, let me think here. A few years back, she was probably 45 to 50. We'll just guess. Listen, if you're 45 to 50 and you still got a grandparent, that's a grandparent that's had a good run. That's a good run. In most cases, that's probably an older human being. And this woman's grandmother dies, and my ex, thinking to send an email to me, sends it to her and was like, oh my God, you're fucking, whatever, 45 years old, your grandma died, get over it. Hit send, sends it to her, and then like tries to justify it to me. And she's like, seriously though, like, you're fucking old, like you gotta expect people to die. I was like, no, I am not going to side with you on this one. That is a piece of shit thought, let alone a piece of shit email to send. Like, how could you do that? And just like, we were, not on the same page there. She's like, but seriously, like, you're old. I said, that's 45 to 50 years of building a relationship with that person.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter if, I expect that person to die or not expect that person to die. That's still a loved one. That's still somebody that went away. And yeah, so that was the worst one I can think of. I think I said, I was still responding to 2 emails at once. My friend asked, he said, what's up, motherfucker? In an email, because, that's normal.
God.
And then my manager sent me an email at the same time that said, are you in yet? And I wrote back to her and said, what's up, motherfucker?
Yeah.
You're one of these people.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're one of the
She
people.
Yeah. And she came back and she's like, what's up with that email? And I told her, and she laughed. She's like, I'm so glad that I'm the one that sent that email. She said, use better judgment. And then that was the last one that was, damn, 25 years ago.
He
at this
said, my
point, that
judgment
shit-
told me 25 years later, never done it again.
Never do that again.
So then I jokingly said, well, what's up, motherfucker? Did you need something? You asked if I was in. Didn't laugh.
Demo. Oh,
Yeah.
Christ.
You don't give off, I say this a lot, you don't give off a car salesman vibe. I think recruiters give off those kind of heebie-jeebies, I don't know if I trust this person, because I don't know how much interaction you've had with recruiters, but there are some really, really bad ones out there. And I mean really, really bad.
Just Michael O'Brien and now Deanna. So
There we go. So
one of those
do
two
you-
people seems pretty cool. The other one I know is just not.
Yeah. Why are you
I'm
looking
talking
at me?
about you.
talking-
I'm
I
very
know he's
cool.
talking. I know who he's
Yeah.
talking
No,
about.
as I said, I think Deanna's cool from my limited interaction with her so far. You, on the other hand,
You know I'm
known,
an asshole.
I've known you for a while, and I know how you are.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. We'll get back to that. I don't like it. That's offensive. So Deanna, do you feel like recruiters, a lot of them have kind of that vibe of, I don't trust this person. I don't like this person. I don't want to interact with this person.
I think I'm probably biased because I am a recruiter. I don't think so. I think usually, generally, HR is like the friendliest group of people at a company. And I feel that typically HR people have your best interest at heart. Not to say I'm going to like hold every single person's hand that I interact with, but genuinely, I feel like most of us typically care and enjoy conversating with people. So I think
Yeah.
that it's, again, it could just be where I come from, but most of the people at my job, I have one girl on my team. She's so nice. I'm like, girl, you're gonna have to toughen up. Like you're
Toughen up a
so
little bit.
caring to these people. So I don't necessarily see it. I can see why people say that, or I see why um, recruiters get the reputation they do. I do understand that, but
And that's
I
more
don't
the
think
reputation.
so.
You get that. And I will say this, and to clarify, the people I work with are amazing. It's that agency grimy. If I don't put people in roles, then I'm not making money. Commission based,
I could
because
see
when you're
that.
just
Yeah.
commission based, you tend to stretch the boundary of what's acceptable, what's ethical, how we should do our job. And I even say jokingly to people, and if it's a personal sales pitch, so be it. But I say, listen, man, I know recruiters are like car salespeople and they all giggle. Once I have that giggle, they're like, I know what they're talking about. I know what that person means, because we've all dealt with a bad recruiter. Or you're lucky, my friend. You're very lucky. So we'll leave it at that.
I guess I'm just not recruitable. Never been reached out to by a
Well,
recruiter.
listen, you got a job doing something that you had no experience in. I think you're recruitable.
I was just about to say that. I think you
Pretty
you did pretty
recruitable.
good. You have a job and you don't have no background in it. You did something right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Speaking of untrustworthy sacks of shit. No, not you.
Oh,
Do you-
go sec. Yep, that's me.
Deanna, do you have any good failed drug test stories?
Oh, definitely
Those are
not
my
me.
fucking favorite.
I feel like your stories are way better than mine.
I've been doing this longer, but that
Yeah, that's right.
you'll see it. Trust me. If you like what you do and you continue to do this, I can tell by talking and you're very good at what you do. I would talk to you any day of the week and be like, I like that recruiter. But as the time goes on, you tend to see more shit. But anything that kind of jumps out at you?
So I have currently right now we I have interns. So we have interns from last summer. Then we're going to convert them into full-time employees. Literally,
Okay.
they go through the exact same process that they had to go through before. It's just more like before you were an intern, you're converting when you graduate. Now you graduated, big dog status, but you're doing the same thing. And we reach out to them. We're just like, hey, just let you know, we're gonna do your drug and your background soon. And this one student was just like, what do you guys test for? What drugs are they? Like, and I'm like, okay, I'm never going to say you're guilty, but why are you asking so many questions, my guy? You've already done this. Like, what?
Go piss in a cup.
Confused.
Why are you asking anywhere other than where do I go for the drug test? Like, you don't test for fucking cocaine, do you? Just for cocaine.
Like, I hear you sniffing in the background. Like, I don't really understand that one. I did have a person back in the day, they tested for heroin and then they were like, you're going to have to rescind the offer. And I was like, so I came back on your background and you got to rescind. And they were just like, okay. Like they did.
Then you, that ain't new.
It was for like a more established job. I feel like
Yep.
they were just kind of like, whatever, lady.
Yeah, I knew I was going
That
to.
was probably my strangest one.
I pissed into a needle.
It,
Leave that drug sample. Oh, shit. But you know what?
So
HR
that
takes
one-
over for that with us, and I'm sure they do it for you. It's very, like when somebody fails a drug test, they're like, no more communication. They're going to get a certified letter. That is the last.
Yeah.
Do not converse with this person. All you say is they had an adverse, something adverse in their background check, and you do not say anything else. And they're like, okay, does this have something to do with the drug test? I was like, I don't know any details.
I can't say
I just
anything.
know that something came up, and they're like,
no, you didn't pass.
I think it might be about the drug test. So here's the best one. I've had so many. I've had so many. I've had
I ate 4
motherfuckers-
poppy seed bagels before I took that drug test. Is that a problem?
heard the bagel one. I had a poppy seed bagel on the way. And I'm like, bro, do you know how many fucking poppy seeds you need to eat
You have to have.
to fail and look like you do heroin? Like you're just shoveling spoonfuls of fucking poppy seeds into your mouth. Like you're eating the plant, you're eating, like you're a mess and you shouldn't be hired anyway. 'Cause you're like, why does that dude eat so many fucking poppy seeds?
I don't love poppy seeds. Like, why?
They don't add
that should be the
anything.
first
I do
question.
like poppy seeds. I think it's a texture thing though. They don't taste good. That's a texture thing. I had a dude, this is drug test kind of related, but he was selling bottles of piss, Mountain Dew bottles full of piss he had in his trunk. So
Smart.
yeah,
packaging.
here's the best part. Don't know if you know this about, and I don't know your body, Deanna, I don't want to make assumptions, but generally speaking, human beings are kind of around, 98.3, 93.8, 96.7, right? Something like that. What is it,
97.6, I think.
98.6?
98.6.
We don't know. Listen to us.
Let's just say 98 degrees, right? These people were taking the cold piss.
No.
Somehow going into, we'll just say this. In my professional career, I have seen urine temperatures range from 45 degrees Fahrenheit, and I specify Fahrenheit, so anyone around the world, Canada, and somebody else that uses Celsius, I don't know, fucking you figure that math out. 45 degrees. If you piss 45 degrees, you are a corpse, and you're a corpse in a cold spot. They haven't found your body yet. Also, 120. That was the highest. I think it was 120. 120 or
burning
130.
flames. What is that?
You're in the hospital.
Right.
You're in the hospital.
Someone tried to warm their
107.
shit up with a fucking hand warmer beforehand, and they got it too hot.
Yeah.
So there's a temperature
that's a
range
mad
on piss
STD.
samples.
That is somebody.
Oh yeah, you got the clap. You got the claps on.
You got the
Your
clap.
dick
You got
is
the applause.
burning.
You got everything. That is rough. God.
Jesus.
I had a dude fail a drug test, and he goes, "Was it Valium?" And I said, I think I knew what it was, but I was like, I don't know any details about it. It's just something that I've heard in the background. And he goes, it's not the first time I've done this. So here's what happened. So my son has a prescription to Valium, and his pill bottle looks a lot like my pill bottle. So I'm going to send you a picture. So I'm like, oh, okay, you don't have to, like, it's not changing anything. He goes, no. This will fix everything. He sends me a picture of his medicine cabinet. In the medicine cabinet, there is now a white bottle and another white bottle next to it with a piece of tape across it that says, do not take. So he goes, here's a picture. And so I put do not take on the one, that's the Valium. So just let the drug test people know that I won't take that one anymore. And I'm like, cool, that'll fucking work. How about go fuck yourself? I'm not even going to attempt that one. So that was my favorite attempt that I didn't fail a drug test was. I just, if you can look at the, you see the picture? Mike, do you see the picture? Do not take. And I won't take that one. That's for my son. I thought I felt weird that day. Like, okay, dude, right? Because I don't do prescription drugs, but if I did, Valium would probably be a pretty sweet one to take. It just seems like it would have some enjoyable side effects of relaxation.
I just feel like if you're applying for a job, just like, don't take your drugs. I don't care what you do.
Take a
just,
break for a little bit.
Take a little break just for like 2 weeks.
Right.
That's
Even
all
if you
I'm
smoke,
saying.
I don't care. You smoke weed, go ahead.
It's not like a hair follicle test, right? It's a piss test. Hair follicle test, they could see shit you did fucking years ago. But a piss test,
they're like, did you smoke crack when you were 6? I was like, I did.
I did. Fucking a piss test is it's like 2 weeks, man.
Yeah.
Stop smoking for 2 weeks. Stop taking fucking Valium for 2 weeks.
Dude,
and then once you get the
drug,
job, then you start
faster.
popping those Valium and you go get on that
Just
piece
go right
of heavy
back to
equipment.
it, man. What you
Start
things
operating
like
heavy equipment with machinery while you're high as fuck. Okay, that's out of my hands now.
Meth,
I got
cocaine,
you the job.
crack.
I can't keep it for you.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Yeah,
You know, I got it
That
for
shit-
you.
The worse the drug, it's out of your system in hours. Like it's like 72 hours, and you don't have cocaine in your system anymore. Weed can be in there for maybe up to a month. But it's like if you fail a drug test and there's coke, it's like, dude, were you doing coke on the way to the fucking drug test? It's like, yeah, man, I was blasting lines in the bathroom on the top of the urinal, and then I pissed in a cup.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh God. Speaking of people who do drugs, celebrities. So
okay, I was like, wait, what? I said, wait,
Transition was sweet.
That transition
nice.
went in hard, brah.
I liked it.
So look, have you both work with a lot of people, right? And have you ever had like a well-known person's resume come across your desk to try to find them? I know you work more with like youth, but maybe someone's kid, like Tom Hanks' kid, like.
Okay, I was ready for this question because I do have a list. So, well, that makes
And you
it
don't
sound
have to
really
name names if
exciting.
you don't want, but if you can give us hints. Like,
Well,
his
okay,
dad's
so
name rhymes with Bob Spanks. And we go, oh, it's Tom Hanks' kid. Holy shit. I don't know.
so I had well, no, I had one kid, or I'm sorry, candidate. He's not a celebrity, but he coached or he played football at the University of Colorado past 2 years. So he was under primetime Deion Sanders. So I
Okay.
just take that as my own personal thing.
Yes.
That was
Okay.
one. Now that's probably about it in regards to
Okay.
resumes. But at my previous job, I did. I was like a fund. I worked, and I basically was one of those people that like looked at contracts before. If the contract's correct, we push it through, and the dealer gets their money. And I did have pitcher. I don't remember his name. He played for the Blue Jays and the
Okay.
Rangers. And then I had somebody. I had to like verify something, and they were friends with Gronk. They were like, we know the Gronk boys. They're so sweet. I had that. And then I had Mark Consuelo. I had to look that up. That's an actor.
He's married to Kelly Ripa, right?
I know the name. I don't.
Yeah, I think he's married to
I
Kelly
don't know.
Ripa.
Are they
He's-
married or did they do
I
a show together?
don't know.
Yeah, that name
We're
came
gonna have to-
across my desk.
Our professional Googler, going to look that one up. Mark Consuela. Have fun spelling that one. It's
C-O-N-Suela.
Mark Consuelos. Okay, so my how I will spelled it.
It's a handsome devil.
It really
He
is,
is
though.
very attractive.
She's nodding her head. She's like, yep. I'm going to say Kelly Ripa's husband is my thing. I know the name. And I don't know any of that stuff. Like, I don't do any of the celebrity gossip stuff or anything. I just remember always kind of having a crush on Kelly Ripa.
I don't know what she looks like.
Yes. Yep. No, she's gorgeous. But yes, he is.
She did
he is married to Kelly Ripa.
Regis.
Yeah, with Regis and Kelly. Kind of look at the year they
Interesting.
got married, but yes, he is married to Kelly Ripa.
Well, I saw his name in his paperwork. And somebody
Yeah.
had to tell me who he was.
You're like, you don't know who that is?
It's like, no, I'm 22. I'm just
What?
trying to make it. I'm hungover.
Yeah, I don't know how old he is. He's got to be in his 50s now, maybe even 60s. He's older. But again,
He was in
handsome
Riverdale.
devil.
He is
What's
an
Riverdale?
attractive
What's
man.
Riverdale? Is that
It's
a show or is that where he
It's a show.
lives?
No, it's a show.
It's a show. It's like Archie comics, but like the real life. It's horrible.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, it's not horrible. It just doesn't do the Archie comic justice, if you ask me.
Okay. Your references are amazing, by the way, with who your celebrities were. I had a pitcher come across my desk, right? He pitched for the Astros, I think the year they first won the World Series most recently. He was on their roster. Yeah, he was on the roster. That's cheating sons of bitches. So I had that. I had, won't say a football player. I won't get into details on this one, but we will just say there's a certain university in the state of Pennsylvania that had some very serious allegations involving children.
You think we know which?
It could be any school. It could be any school, but let's just say they have a football team, and that some unsavory things happened at that university. And I will tell you that I got a resume for one of the good guys. We'll say one of the good guys in that whole situation. And it was really heartbreaking to know that a name was tied to a certain story, and that even if you're the good person, sometimes when you're tied to a certain thing, it still has like a black cloud over one's head.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing the resume and just kind of just being heartbroken, going, bro, you're never going to work. You're never going to fucking work again. And you didn't do anything wrong. So it was like really
Innocent bystander caught in the crossfire.
really brutal. I'm going to talk about it after the show, but it was fucking bad. And that one sticks out for me. So yeah, there's like a football player and then the pitcher reference, which is like exactly the two for you. So my goodness,
awesome.
We're connected at the hip. Well, did we just become best friends?
We just become best friends? Spilled some bunk
Are y'all
beds.
planning to say that together?
Spilled some
'Cause y'all-
bunk beds.
You want to go do
ready
some
for that.
karate in the garage, Deanna?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
Come
not.
on. Come
Good
on.
Lord,
You
I
know
gotta
what
get a
that's
good
from,
sports
right?
bra.
You know that.
Yes, that's from
right?
Step Brothers, right?
Okay, yes,
all
yes,
right,
yes, yes,
damn.
yes, yes,
She
yes.
just said no. I figured I'm like, why do you have Randy Jackson's name on a martial arts weapon?
Now you're doing too many quotes. I know like 2 quotes, and then that's it.
My wife hates me. She's like, oh, God, what movie is that from? Pulp Fiction? I'm like, yeah, you got that one.
Hey, it's better than the stupid-ass fucking Pittsburgh Steelers that can't win a playoff game. But hey, Mike, don't worry. Don't worry. They never have a losing record. Don't worry. They're doing great.
That.
They
Mike
never
Tomlin's
have
had a losing record.
No.
Who's your team? You got a team? You like football?
Chargers. I'm the Chargers.
Chargers. I like the Chargers. I don't mind the Chargers. You like the new coach coming up next season?
It doesn't matter. All they do is break people's hearts. I'm so sick of the Chargers. I mean, yes, I am excited.
Yeah.
But it's just this team.
It is heartbreaking.
They have like so much potential and they just fuck it up somehow. Every time.
They have a really good team. They have a really good team.
Yes, it do.
It's unfortunate.
We'll see. I won't hold my breath.
All right. We're getting off.
Don't, because you'll be dead.
I'll just be the person that peed. That's 43 degrees. That'll be me because I won't have breath in my body.
We're veering off a little bit, and I want to get us back to talking about us and recruiting and those things. But before we do,
I know what time it is.
We are going to play a little credit card roulette. So
hey, listen, for your sake, we're not going to have a guest pay. Yeah. Okay.
The guest never pays. So
the guest never pays.
So don't worry.
But you can put your card in if you want. Like it's, we'll draw twice if it shows up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No,
good idea.
No. This is how we decide who is going to quote unquote pay for our podcast episode by us presenting their ad. So, and then Mike and I both put our info in there too. That way, if we get drawn, then it's dealer's choice and we pick. So I'm going to pull someone's name here. So it looks like, Mike, we have Abby Goldsmith. We are going to, yes, great author.
Yes,
so
fantastic author.
In just a moment, you're going to hear about Abby Goldsmith, and then we will be right back.
Thanks for picking up the tab.
Thank you, Abby.
Do you need an escape from your daily grind? Why not escape into a great book? Lose yourself in a world created by Abby Goldsmith. In the Tor series, you follow Thomas, a super genius, as he, his foster sister, and their friend, who happens to be a colossal superhuman, try to overthrow the tyrannical government their world and the others around them live under. Only one problem. The government and everyone under their command are telepaths, operating as a hive mind. How can these heroes trick 30 trillion telepaths in order to overthrow them? Pick up Majority by Abby Goldsmith to start along this journey, and then dive deep into the space opera that is the Tor series.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for that. Let's switch gears for a minute. Let's go back to our friend Deanna. Deanna loves to travel. You told me, and I want to hear your plan on this one because this sounds fucking insane. You want to visit every country and every state. Now, I don't think it sounds insane for wanting to do it. I think it sounds crazy for how the fuck are you going to find the time to do that? So walk us through. How many countries are on Earth, by the way? There's got to be.
That's a great question.
200
you didn't tell me I was going to be
something.
quizzed. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? I don't know.
That's a good point. We'll just say more than 100. And I think there's.
I think that's.
I think there's like 28 states or something.
195 countries in the world.
All right, 195 and 50 states. We'll just lump everything together. We've got. Go ahead. That's a lot of travel. So work us through the game plan.
So, I don't necessarily have a huge game plan. So basically, I want to try to visit like 2 or 3 states every year. That's just easier because it's here. And then, that's my game plan for the U.S. And then I try to do, if I can swing it, like a country every year.
Okay.
Now I got a long way to go, but then like it's a lot easier to lump stuff together. Like if I go to Europe, like my last trip I went last Labor Day, we did 3 countries. So stuff like that. And then really honestly what I do is I just go online and I check what's cheap and whatever's
That's a great way to travel, by the way.
And
really
I booked my trips that way. So if they're just like round trip, $300, and I'll just book it, and then I just kind of plan from there.
Love that.
To be quite honest, so that's really it. And I don't really have a plan other than that. But I usually do that. I like to find what's like affordable, cheap. I like to do at least like 2 or 3 days in each place. I don't like people are like, well, I drove through it. Well, I drive to work every day. That doesn't mean that you're understanding the culture of the city or country.
Yeah.
So that's really how I do it. But it's nothing crazier than that. I'm taking a break on Asia. I'm starting to want to go back. I got food poisoning when I was out there, so I'm not really in a rush to go back to. It was my doing. It wasn't Asia's doing. I was just a dumb idiot that ate street sausage. Like, who does that? So, yeah, that was my bad.
Me. That sounds like something I would do.
Delicious.
Oh. Wow.
I'll call myself out.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
So
I'm laughing at the fucking term street sausage.
it was literally street sausage. That's what it was.
If I picked up a hooker, I would feel like the slang term was like, man, I gave her some street sausage. That is fucking crazy. So street sausage, stay away. That's like a monkey stick. My boy went to, it was in Asia, and he was like, yeah, man, I ate the fucking monkey stick. And he got like a serious like bloodborne pathogen. I was like, you should have stopped at monkey stick. Like,
yeah.
I can get going. Is that real? Like monkey? That's like fucking chimpanzee meat? Yeah, he had the monkey stick. He got sick as fuck. So
no kidding. But see how that sounds like a bad decision? I did something, but again, I think street sausage is better than a monkey stick. I think I'll try anything once, but I do draw the line when it gets a little bit rough where I'm like,
stop saying fucking monkey
like
stick.
Monkey stick. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Not
but you know what? I learned
street
because
sausage. I can't deal with either one of them. Oh,
food poisoning was the worst. I never want my stomach and my asshole to feel that again because it was just constant pain.
Yes.
And I just wanted to come home. And like the toilet paper after a while, it's just sorry. My favorite place, probably Amsterdam, which is a city. It's not a country. That's the Netherlands.
Yeah.
I liked Cuba. Surprisingly, I hate the heat, and I was like, "Oh, this is great culture."
Like, I hate the heat. Let's go to Cuba.
Yeah, cheap flights. It's
cheap flights.
I am not surprised as she flights to Cuba. Let me wait.
Flights.
Pause for surprise. No, it's not there.
Are you a foodie?
I like to think I am.
Okay. Because Cuban, and it's one of these things.
Cubans do have good food. Cubans do have good food.
They have.
I didn't think so. I thought their food was kind of bland because it's just like I don't like plantains, and it's like rice and beans. And I'm like,
their empanadas, I thought, were not as good as other places in the Caribbean. Empanadas are good. They put raisins in theirs, and I didn't care for it. It was sweet. Like, I like just a little more savory flavor. Yeah, there's fucking raisins in there. My friend was married to a Cuban girl, and he's like, "Oh man, her empanadas are so good." And I was like, "Dude, your wife's fucking empanadas are dog shit. Like, I'm not eating these fucking things again. Fuck that.
Fuck her empanadas."
Now you guys have me questioning if I've had fucking Cuban food.
Did you ever have a Cuban sandwich?
Not to shit. That's what you like. You like it. It just wasn't for me.
No, I'm those food you guys are describing now. I'm like, maybe I didn't have Cuban food.
Uncultured swine.
Sandwich, which I assume it's. Yeah, look at him.
I had some elk sausage yesterday.
Elk sausage is good. Elk is good.
Yeah,
very lean, very good for you too.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But
I was in Jamaica. That was my favorite place. I think again, it's like a food thing. Like, I love food. Like, I just go places to eat.
I'm a Yelper. I like Yelp Elite, so I like go and I Yelp and do things. So I like to think I'm bougie when it comes to food. But I would say,
what do you have to do to be Yelp Elite? I gotta see.
So you're just like a regular Yelper, right? But then, like, if you reach like you do like a certain amount and you do a lot of stuff and have a lot of interactions, then you get invited to like the elite club, and then that's when you get to do like free events and stuff. So, to be honest, I don't know how I got there or how I've managed to be one for so long, because I'll like start reviews and forget them.
I've
47
seen
drafts.
I've seen saved drafts in mine. I'm like, fuck, I didn't hit send on that.
Holy shit!
Damn.
I've been to a lot of places that I didn't write about.
I don't think I've ever posted a review on Yelp. Not once in my life.
Get on the train.
Yeah, you got to help people out, brother. Hey, listen, I'm reaching out to people like, do you mind leaving a review for the podcast? And you're not even leaving reviews on food you eat.
I don't do anything. How do you not?
Shame.
Love food.
Love food, brother.
love food, but I'm like, I eat it and I'm like, that was so good. All right, I'm out of here.
And now it's time for a nap.
I don't get on them.
You're saying that to somebody who's a Yelp
Type
elite.
that shit up.
Right.
I know. I just don't.
You're in the
I
presence
have nothing
of
against
eliteness.
it. I just don't personally do it.
That's okay. You could be a peasant. That's cool.
You are a peasant.
Yeah,
Look
exactly.
At him, eating your
I am
fucking
fucking
moose
peasant.
Oh, look
tacos
at him.
and shit. Look at him.
Look
Let's
at
judge
him.
a book
Listen
by
to
its
him.
cover.
Fucking hear this guy. What a fucking peasant.
You don't look like a
Oh.
peasant. I'm just being funny, listeners.
See Mike too, and all of his flat cap gorgeousness.
Yeah, I do. I'm wearing this more because I burnt myself today. We do audio only, but my pasty white ass was out in the sun, and, you know, it just cooking up
see
a
it.
little bit. Just
I
cooking
don't
up.
believe it if I don't see it.
Look,
Oh, shit. Jesus.
Yeah,
I'm
the
so
Irish.
sorry.
We burn.
Oh my
We
gosh.
burn.
that's the
Okay, so
best.
for the listeners, I am Black. I am African American. So I had my first sunburn like 2 years ago. I feel y'all. That sucks. So I do empathize because it wasn't pleasant. And mine wasn't even like that bad, but it still wasn't pleasant. And it took like months to go away. I'm talking like 6 or 7 months. This melanin held onto that shit.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it took forever. So
that's wild.
People that don't burn don't get it. So many
get it now.
times, so many is my friend group, a lot of Blacks, a lot of Italians. And when I say that I burnt, they're like, shut the fuck up. Like, that doesn't hurt that bad. I was like, no,
Bitch.
it does. Picture being deep fried and then somebody slapping you on the fucking skin. Like, it doesn't fucking feel good. So
yeah, it's not.
you
It's not
all right,
great.
so now you know what it's like. I could get burnt
I
by a
feel you.
fucking flash bulb on a camera.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, you fair-skinned bastard! That sounds horrible.
I go through this. I go through this cycle of burn, peel, repeat. Burn, peel, repeat.
That's an awful cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I go
it's not good.
white, baby mouse without hair, where it's like that reddish pink, and then back to white. There is no tan. There is no tan in me. I am deficient in skin tone.
Well, you know what's funny is I tan very easily. Like I'll get very dark. A lot of people think like I get Dominican a lot. I get that all the time. I don't know why or how or what, but I tan. I don't know if that's my complexion. I'm like, Mom, did you hook up with a Dominican man that I don't know about? But I do tan when I go to like beaches and stuff. I tan really, really. I'll get super dark.
Now I'm curious. What?
If my mom slept with a Dominican,
No,
with a
you're
Dominican
so
man.
right. So you're African American, right? And you're saying you
Yes.
tan, but it's like people will look at each other and they're like, "That's not an African American. That's a Dominican." Like I wouldn't, and maybe it's just the pasty in me, but I wouldn't think that somebody would look at somebody and feel that way.
I don't know if it necessarily has to do with skin tone. I just picked that. But like if I look at y'all, I would guess Irish. You know, I think it's just something like
She would guess
maybe
right.
like the oh yeah,
She
you
would
know.
guess
Or
correct.
like if you look at like a tall, pale white person, I'm like, you're a Viking. You must have some kind of Slavic in you.
One of our
you
best
know?
friends
So,
is a tall, pale white person.
yeah,
who's
that's the
like
Vikings. That's
6'5".
what they are.
And
I think
he's-
there's like characteristics to each culture. Like when you look at different Asian cultures, like when I went to Korea. Oh, Korea has the best food, by the way.
Oh, Korean
for
food's
me.
dynamite. Fuck yeah.
It was delightful. But like if you look at like a Chinese person or a Vietnamese person or a
Yep.
Korean person, you can tell the difference if you once you're like I guess educated or used to it. So
Mhm.
maybe there's just something in my characteristics that screams Dominican. I have no idea. I'm very suspect of my mother. I've told her multiple times
Yeah.
and she doesn't say
Yeah.
anything, but I'm like, it's happened too often. Like, are
Well,
we really who we say we are?
I'll
Was
tell
I
you this
taken?
much.
Like,
I am an expert in identifying Asians. I said to a girl once, "You're Cambodian, aren't you?" Her fucking jaw hit the
wow.
floor. She said, "How the fuck do you know what a Cambodian looks like?" I said, "Am I right?" She said, "Yeah. Everyone looks different."
yeah.
I'm totally
I think that's the cool
what a
part
weird
about
trait to
culture
brag
and
about. I
traveling.
can totally pick out Asians.
Well, I think that just means that you may have like some cultural awareness. Some people don't have that, and I think that's the cool part about traveling. You start learning about, not to say like when you look at somebody, you know what type of Asian they
Right,
are, but I do
right.
think that that's one of the cool things about traveling. You start picking up on different stuff that you never would if you just stayed at home.
100%. 100%. What else you got for us? Are you good at guessing Asians?
No, I'm super bad at it.
Well,
I don't do it because then I just sound racist.
Well, no, I'll tell you what's a fucked up thing to do is one, don't judge people. But one of my just the best human beings I've ever met. And I miss him so much. He's not that he's dead. He's alive. I just haven't talked to him in a while. He's Vietnamese. And when I found out, I've been around him and somebody said that Chinese dude. You say Asian.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
You say,
I don't like that
if you
either.
don't know, use a general term so it is encompassing.
Say
of that.
Asian,
You
yeah.
say Asian and do not say fucking Oriental. Somebody said Oriental in front of him. He goes, what am I, a fucking rug? And I said, I don't know, dude. I said,
Oh, man.
yeah, Asian is the correct term to use. So
I think
the
people
more you
just
know.
don't know. They just don't know.
Yeah, that Chinese dude doesn't fall well on non-Chinese folks. All right. So
On that note,
on that note, let's get to have some more fun other than talking about Asian people and the very, very nice.
we've offended half of your
on
listeners.
the note of controversial things to say.
Yeah, on the note of controversial
Let's,
things to say, although Asians will be listening going, you know, that fucking pasty Irish bitch is right. And it's like, yes, I am. All right. So talking about things, you said on your intake form, right? So we say this all the time. We send these forms out. We want to know who we're interviewing. You said you have strong beliefs and random opinions. And we would like to turn this into a little bit of a game here. So we would love to hear your random opinions or your strong beliefs. And let's see where I stand on this. Now, I will tell you one thing. This dude fucking loves overcooked eggs. Like, I don't know about you, but back to the foodie thing. Eggs need to have a certain consistency. And fucking, when you cook them the point where they look like fucking rabbit turds, you've overcooked them. He told me his eggs can have zero moisture and must be cooked to the point of dry.
I don't even know what that means.
Thank you.
Low-key,
Nobody
I have no
does.
idea what the fuck that even
Nobody
means.
does.
Is it scrambled? Do you eat them scrambled?
Yeah. No, I don't mean scrambled eggs, and they have to be like hard scrambled where they're actually like even kind of have some like turning brown almost.
My God, you make me sick.
Like partially burnt fucking scrambled eggs is the only way to eat eggs.
Deanna, me and you are now co-hosting this podcast. Fuck this, dude.
I was like, God. Good.
Brown. Oh, God.
I mean,
all right.
that's
Well, we're not going to talk to him. Actually, no, we'll talk. We'll let him play this game with us. All right. Deanna.
Yeah. See, I have strong beliefs
Yes.
too, buddy.
All right,
Right? So
you know what? In fairness, that is accurate. That is a
beliefs.
strong belief. Okay. I just don't agree with it. Deanna, lay it on us. Let's go through a few.
Okay.
Would love to hear some of your strong beliefs and opinions.
okay. This one caused a riff with my friends, actually. I don't
Okay.
think sandwiches are that great. And neither is soup for that matter. Now, the reason I say this is because soup, I eat that shit and I'm still hungry. Like, I'll eat it. I never am just like, man, that soup filled me up. It might tide me over and then I'm hungry in like an hour.
That's a fair point.
It's just
about
hot
soup.
broth that has seasonings in it and shit. I could just eat something else. Now I'll fuck with a stew or like a gumbo because like you're putting more stuff in it.
Shit. Yeah.
But like, don't get me wrong, I do fuck with the lobster bisque. I will say that, but that's about it. I will eat soup, but I'm never like, yay. And then I mean sandwiches. Yes, sandwiches are cool, but they're like not that great. I think to prove my point, that's why there's always a Subway when you're traveling because it's just like so easy and convenient. It doesn't take as much skill as say like a pasta. And when you travel, I'm just preaching now. And when
That's
you
fine.
travel,
Preach away.
unless the place has like a well-known sandwich. I don't travel to Asia to be like, you know what I really want? A fucking sandwich. It's gonna slap right. And I've never said that in my life. Now, if I go to like New Orleans, they got a po' boy.
Fuck you.
It's just strange. Yeah, I just so that's it for me. A lot of people disagree with that. That's just my personal take. If food makes you happy, that's fine. But I'm just not gonna go to
Sandwich and
place.
soup. Let's hear it.
Okay, so I am on. I'll say this: cold cuts, mate. Like, and I like a cold sandwich. I ain't gonna. Not about it. I'm a weird person. I really have to have like. I prefer hot food, so cold sandwiches. Get out of here. A nice, like, good fucking, like, toasted or hot sandwich, a grilled sandwich. Dude, I get down on those things. I fucking love a grilled sandwich.
Okay.
Something about them. They're delish.
What about soup?
Soup. I have been known to eat some soup.
Dude, he eats a lot of soup.
Dude,
Shit ton of soup.
so here's the thing. When I first the first first roommate I ever had, right? She used to give me shit because I lived in Central California. There'd be 110 degrees in the Central Valley, and I'd be sitting there eating a fucking bowl of soup for lunch. And she'd be like, it's 110 degrees outside and you're having fucking hot soup for lunch. And I'm like, yeah, it's fucking good. Like, I don't know. I do. I like soup, and I am also the opposite of her on this, where like I like brothy soups. I don't get down with like if a bisque, like, or a thick, a chowder, anything like that. Or if it's like a rice soup that has like a lot of like, I want more broth than anything else in my soup.
God, I need to get out of here.
Yeah, she's like, fuck you guys. She's like, don't air this episode.
This is a horrible idea.
Well, I'm going to be weird on this. I'm going to be weird on this one. So I do like soup, but believe it or not, a lot of what I eat, there's certain things when you have a beard, you don't want to eat those things that much. So soup dripping right before it goes into your mouth in a beard, where every bite you have to wipe your face is no. So I'll say yes to soup. I like soup, but I started putting it in a cup and just drinking it, which is weird. And sandwiches, I will eat sandwiches all day. The only thing I don't like about sandwiches is I don't know if there's a science behind it, but there's tends to be a side that sticks to the roof of your mouth. If they could do away with that, like if it's maybe the mayonnaise side or something where you're like scraping the shit off the top of your tongue or the top of your mouth. I've noticed that.
You might be sold on that, but I've never noticed that.
Oh, yeah, dude. If you bite into a sandwich and it's just like caked, like just picture taking your thumbs and jamming them into the roof of your mouth. And yeah.
How do you eat food?
With my mouth.
Like, well.
All right.
I'm so at a loss for words.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to social media when this episode's on, and we're going to fucking put a poll out there. Do sandwiches stick to the roof of people's mouths? You're both looking at me.
But I don't
like
eat mayonnaise. So even if I did have a sandwich, is it only the mayonnaise that's sticking to it? Because
is that a white people thing? I'm going to ask you that. Let's be real for a second here.
Is mayonnaise a white person thing?
I think mayonnaise might be a white person thing. I'm not certain.
I mean, have you seen
Undercover
You can
answer.
Brother?
You can wait. Say that again.
Oh, yes, I have.
I think that's your answer. I will tell everybody, just watch Undercover Brother.
Undercover Brother? Is there a fucking mayonnaise reference in there?
Yes.
Shit, I didn't see this one. All right, I'm going to watch it.
No.
I'll get back to you.
Gotta watch
All right.
What's your
okay. Don't ruin it for me.
Here's the thing. I think everybody likes their own food. Like black people are supposed to like fried chicken. Who the fuck doesn't like fried chicken? I don't understand that one
I
at
have
all.
always said that.
I don't get it. I get down on fried chicken.
I will fucking destroy fried chicken. And it's like that was always
fried chicken.
That was always a fucking thing that's like, who doesn't fuck that up? Like watermelon.
Right.
I'm crushing watermelon in the summer.
I don't love watermelon. I don't dislike it. I don't like things that retain a lot of water.
Beard thing again for me. When I eat a bite of it, it's straight down my face.
Yes.
So,
yeah,
okay.
I feel that.
Hate watermelon.
That's good. That's a good topic.
I don't hate it. I don't go to pick it.
I don't like melons that much.
All right. I know you had more strong beliefs.
Strong beliefs.
Okay, can I piggyback off this? I don't know if this should be another one, but I hate when people are like, it's hot outside. Why are you eating soup? Because it tastes good. What the fuck am I supposed to do? If I'm sitting inside, what does it matter what the temperature is outside? And I live in Texas, so it's always hot. Even if it's not hot, it's like kind of hot. So I'm one of those people. Now, one of my friends, he lived in like Colorado, and he's saying when you have more extreme temperatures, I can kind of get that, because if you're fucking freezing, you're not like in the mood to eat ice cream in the cold and -5 degree weather. I can kind of get with that, but I'm also just like, I eat my food indoors. So if I want chili in July, I don't get why I have to wait till November to do so.
Yeah, I have air conditioning and I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's a good
point.
It's funny you say that. Little fun stat for you. Alaskans eat ice cream more than anyone else in the world year round.
See? You eat your ice cream.
I'll fuck ice cream up.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's weird. Cold as fuck, but Alaskans eat ice cream more than anyone else.
I don't get why people say that. I don't. And if I want it, I like hot coffee. I'm going to drink hot coffee anytime, because I don't like cold coffee. So I don't care if it's hot outside. That's what I like.
My best friend now. I fucking hate cold coffee. All right. Give us another. Give us another belief.
Oh, I think, okay, this.
Oh, boy.
Paying back people, pay them to the cent. I know some people are like, why does it matter? Because I paid for it. Of course, it don't matter to you. If I paid $37.64, I want $30.
I'll I'll take this one.
I round up.
I'll
Or
round up.
round up. That's the
I'm
least
not
you
underpaying
should
round
do.
somebody. I've had people just like where it's like $24.50 and somebody's like, I just gave you 20. I'm like, no, motherfucker, it's $24.50.
No,
You can
I
give me
want the amount
$24.50 or
I'm
you
owed.
can give me 25. There are no other options.
Facts. You're not
Yeah.
going to pay me less because I decided to do this.
I round down
That
for
drives
you.
me crazy.
What a
Yeah.
dick. Who does that?
Yeah, I have never, never rounded down and never been like, $24 is enough, right? Like, no, if it's cents, then I'm going to give you the next $1 up, or I'm going to give you exact cents.
Okay,
I
that's a
do
good one.
exact because we got like Venmo and we got Cash App now.
That's
I
true.
just send
Yeah.
them literally the exact amount. I just think it's psychotic
Yep.
for people to not pay you back. I also don't like when one person does the I'll pay for everything and then we got to sit here and do algebra to figure out how much we all owe. I'm not trying
Solve
to do
for
all of
X.
that. If you just let me pay for my portion like I wanted to in the first place,
I'm
I
with
hate
you on
that.
that one.
Yeah.
Yep. No arguments here. We would agree with those beliefs.
I'm agree with that one.
Let's
I'm agreeing with that one.
Let's do a couple more. Let's do 3 more of these. These are fun. I
Three
like
more?
this.
Okay. I think books are better than movies. I don't care what anybody says.
Fuck that. I'm too
I
stupid.
like them equally. I like them equally. I read books. And I watch movies. It's a different vibe, and depending on what I'm doing, but there's certain things in books that'll never be put into a movie, and so you get that and you love that. But then there's just the movie itself is entertaining in its own way. Mike cannot get into books, especially fiction books. He
Love nonfiction, love crime,
can't-
love things like that. I can't visualize what the author wants me to visualize. So for that reason, and plus, you know what? Last time I checked, I can watch a movie. You know what doesn't sit on top of my toilet and get picked up once every 5 shits? A movie. A book will sit there and collect dust in my bathroom for months, where I could just
Why
sit
you
down
got
for
a
2.
book in your bathroom in the first place? What a horrible place to put it.
I'd
You know
love to
how much
read.
shit particles are going to fly up on that thing?
Same amount that touches my iPhone. So yeah, I am aware of how much shit particles are touching my books. Trevor, book in the bathroom.
You
No.
should quiz people
Okay.
on that.
No.
That's
Gotta
crazy
say,
behavior.
I was about to go white people shit. That is apparently a fucking Mike
Okay.
shit.
It's just
also
a
how
dirty.
long are you like?
Oh, I'll shit till my legs
If
fall
I'm
asleep.
sitting down, if I'm sitting down with a book, I'm sitting down for a
I
while.
will shit
I'm not
till my
like,
legs fall
Read
asleep.
in the bathroom. I read when I'm in the toilet.
I've dragged myself out of the bathroom like I was a fucking
I don't know.
paraplegic, just fucking worming myself along the floor with 2 dead legs. I will shit. My wife's like, "Are you shitting all the
So-
time?"
I find a bathroom to be a comforting place. Like, I don't have kids, but I know like people that have kids, they'll be like, oh, I go in there to get away from my children. For me, I had a job right out of college, and it was like the only solitude I had was in the bathroom. So I would be like, whoo, cracks
There-
knuckles. Oh, I have
there-
10 minutes to myself. Let me relax. So
There's an
it's very
app.
relaxing for me.
There's an app that if you plug in your salary or your hourly rate and you go into the bathroom and you start the timer every time, there's like achievements you can get and it'll tell you how much money you've made while you're shitting.
I would love that.
It's awesome. Yeah, I made a lot.
Wow, yeah.
Where
You
make
got
a
to
lot.
go on company time. Why am I
Ugh.
going on my own time?
Yeah.
I might as well get paid for it.
Yeah.
I never do. I'm a terrible person. I
Oh
don't.
man, I love to poop. It's one of my
My
favorite
body.
things.
No, I don't know
Sometimes
what
I'll
it
just go
is,
sit
man.
in
My
there.
body doesn't want to go
Yeah, just
on
hang
that
out.
work.
No kids.
You don't have to shit. You could just go in there and just hang
This
out.
is 40 does that so well. If you've seen the movie This is 40, where Paul Rudd's in the bathroom and he's on his iPad, and she's like, "Are you shitting? Let me see the shit." And he was like, "Well, no, I did. Now I'm sitting here." He's just the guy getting time away from his family. It's just a little. This is the one place in the house where I can't be fucked with. I like it.
See?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like a solitude place. But,
Yeah, but
I think it's
You're-
insane to have a book just sitting on. That's where you put your air freshener. I don't get. So you got a book there. What kind of book is resting there? Do you even know what book is resting
Yes,
on
I
your
do.
toilet?
I have 2.
Oh, two.
One is Killing Pablo, which is the story about Pablo Escobar, and the other is a book from Tom Segura. So, a book written by a comedian. And I like to giggle when I poop
sure.
and learn. So, it's like my own little library covered in shit.
Yes, that's different.
Okay. All right. Well, apparently we disagree. I have
It is-
strong beliefs about pooping. All right. Next one.
Eres sotimexo.
Next one. Okay. I think adults should own umbrellas. The more I've pieced together that a lot of people do not. I just don't get why y'all want to be wet. You should just have an umbrella.
What about a raincoat?
People are like,
Or you're saying umbrella? Umbrella? Would you, if I said I have a raincoat, would you be cool with that? Or you're like, no, you need an umbrella?
So here's the deal. I'll let you have a raincoat, but I feel like people don't use their raincoats either. I think you should have something to prevent you from the rain. To me, an umbrella is better. You can use it for different things, but I just don't get why people crave being wet. And I'll just run in,
I'm
like
with you.
just use an umbrella.
That's me.
Why? Explain yourself.
Explain yourself.
I don't want to carry an extra thing around with me
Keep
all
it
the
in
time
your car, dude.
in case it rains.
Keep it in your car. I keep it right next to.
Right, that's what I do.
What if
I
the
keep
left
it in
side?
my car.
Okay, well, what if it's in my car and then it starts to rain while I'm at
Well,
work?
that happens.
I got to run from my work to the car. What's the difference?
So you just want to be wet. You just want to be wet, and then you're gonna smell.
Yeah, like a
You're gonna
dog.
be a musty, funky ass dude in your office because you couldn't bring an umbrella to work.
Yeah, I'm with
That's-
you. And I
It's
will
true.
tell you this:
Yep.
when you own umbrellas, you also leave that motherfucker everywhere. I have donated
too.
more umbrellas to the rest of the world, and I carry one in my golf bag too. I'm the only person I ever see on the golf course with an umbrella. Everyone else is like, "What the fuck are you doing with an umbrella?"
They're just
I'm
like, I want
"Not
to be
get-
wet.
Yeah, I'm like not getting wet, dude. I see a rain cloud go
Well,
past me,
that's-
and I'm fully dressed in rain gear and have an umbrella.
Okay, yeah, but why are you golfing in the rain?
Sometimes when you're out
At
there,
that point, if it starts to rain, you go back to the clubhouse and wait for the rain
Look,
to pass.
don't try
and
to
then you
bring
go back
reason
out.
to this, Mister.
Bro, do you
I
know
don't
how-
own an umbrella.
yeah, seriously, we're not having this
Stay
conversation.
over there.
Put it this way: I have been in. Where's the one place you don't go in a thunderstorm?
Oh gosh,
Under
near
a big
tall
ass
stuff.
tree. Yeah, I have been in thunderstorms so bad on such flat golf courses that the only place I felt comfortable was underneath the biggest tree I could find. Yeah, horrible thunderstorms, and I'm like, I shouldn't be here, but I'm like, I also shouldn't be out there, fucking wrapped in tinfoil or fuck that, carrying metal clubs. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's do one last one. I don't like you anymore with this umbrella thing, but I
So
have poop on books. All right. Last one.
you do.
Last one. This is just a simple one. I don't think ranch is the superior dressing. I think it's Caesar.
Good Caesar with like actual Caesar dressing with anchovies.
I think so. I prefer mine to be a little bit more on the anchovy side personally,
Okay.
but that's okay. Not everybody
All right,
does.
cool.
I just don't get ranch in general. People are losing their shit for this white, creamy. Is it the dill? Is that what gets people going? Because I don't understand. They
I don't
will
think
dip
so.
their pizza in it. They'll put it on pasta. They'll put it on their hot dogs, burgers, everything. I just don't get it. I
think
don't
it's
understand.
a good dip. I think it's a good dip.
So
And I think if it's fresh, it's good. But yes, it is generally, I can think it can be overrated. But I think there's a lot of really bad ranches out there. I'm going to go with you. I like blue cheese
Yeah.
or Caesar.
so
Jeez.
oh God, this is a hard
Oh,
one for
boy.
me.
You love ranch. Look at you. You look like you
At
like
least
ranch.
make it fresh.
Okay, look, here's the deal. I agree with you. Caesar is a better salad dressing. I will always fuck up a Caesar salad. I love it. And if we go out somewhere and I am ordering salad with my meal, I will always get Caesar salad or Caesar dressing on my salad. But, however, you are correct that I do put ranch on a lot of shit. I almost won't eat pizza without it, without dipping my pizza in ranch. French fries get dipped in ranch.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
God, well, I can't
Your whole
even.
life. Why?
I dip everything in ranch. It's so good.
I don't get it.
And it's not the dill. I don't think it's the dill because I don't like pickles or dill pickles. So I don't think that's it.
My sister
But
can't
maybe it's
live.
the pickle part
My sister can't live without ranch,
that
dude.
I don't like of pickles.
She probably dips our kids
I don't
in
know.
ranch
See, like that's some
dressing.
weird shit to say. I can't live without ranch. What? You're addicted.
You junky
That's
bastard.
not normal. Come on.
Look, I never said I couldn't live without ranch. That wasn't me, but
You
Did you
felt it.
just
I
say
could
it?
see it in your face because you were just like,
Look at
oh,
him. He said ranch. He said, I dip
Dude, I
everything
did.
in that
I
shit.
did, yeah.
I do, dude. I dip so much in ranch. It's so good.
Yeah, you can't live without it either, you addict. We need to start a group or something because
Yeah, we
I don't
do.
understand.
We do. Yep.
Inject it into those veins.
Just give me an IV. You know what I mean?
Oh, goodness.
You're sick. We need to get you some help. You need an
Yeah.
umbrella. you need to talk to somebody. And you like brothy soups.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Dump brothy
Yep.
soups and ranch on him while he's got an umbrella. Tasty.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Thank you. That was a good game, and I like
good time.
opinionated people. I like opinionated people, and you did a good job of saying these are my opinions, and here's why. They don't always have to turn into a
Here's
fight.
why.
We can disagree with one another. Damn it, nothing wrong with that.
Yes. Always converse. It's always good to see another perspective on matter,
Especially on ranch dressing and moose meat.
especially on rants and moose meat. All right. Look, my drink is getting empty. Mike, how's yours doing? You're about out.
Sip here.
I think I saw Deanna finish hers a while back.
I've poured multiple glasses.
Oh, I love her. I love her.
Good. Mike does the same thing usually. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So before we go, I know you have a way to go on this project, but you did say you are going to be starting a podcast soon.
Yeah.
And I just want you to tell our listeners what it's going to be about so that they can possibly look for you in the future and look you up.
It's something that's in the works. I don't even have a name for it, to be quite
That's okay.
honest.
Don't worry about that.
That's all right.
Yeah, see, I need you guys in my corner. So I've always wanted to do a podcast with somebody like you all do, but it's just hard finding somebody that cares or prioritizes it. So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. So I'm just going to do it by myself. And I don't really know 1,000% yet, but I think what I'm just going to do is just pick something and just kind of talk about it a little bit, give like a brief history on it. And then, as you guys heard previously, I like to give my opinions on things. So probably just give a little blurb about my opinion. It'll probably be short unless I start going on a tangent, but maybe just some short, sweet little somethings for people to keep in their ear, and hopefully they get a giggle out of it. So that's the plan. And then hopefully, like if I get going, I can have maybe I could have guests and people come and we talk about a topic or two. But that's pretty much it. And again, it has no name. It'll probably just be like Deanna talks about stuff. That might be the name of it, but
that's a perfect name. I would say, here's the advice I would give. And
Deanna's opinions.
That would be great. Just what you just did would be a very interesting, because you could you could engage listeners like that. You could talk about ranch dressing or umbrellas or just random things, but you just want to think you need to have enough of those topics to continue to do that. I've found, because I'm all over Reddit, to try to find guests and to just research equipment and do everything. And the one thing I think when I read the Reddit post that pops up every day, hey, me and my friends are thinking of doing a podcast. And people were like, I like 45 different things. And it's just like, listen, it's too broad. Narrow it down. Pick something you're passionate about. Find a niche, which it's tough to do. But just, I think if you have fun and believe in the topics that you want to talk about, do it. Don't get into it to make money. I think that's probably setting yourself up for failure. I love talking to this guy. I love having people on like you. And if I had 3 people reach out to me and go, that thing on the podcast was so funny. Listening to you and Deanna bust balls about ranch dressing was so funny to me. Like, that's a win. It doesn't matter about anything else as long as you have fun. So we'll definitely join you if you get it going, or when you get it going. You got a guest in us.
I would love that. I can't wait. So
Awesome.
I will. You guys have to keep my contact info because you'll definitely be on it. I know you guys have opinions. I can definitely tell. So
no, never. But we will.
We got a few.
We'll stay in touch. We will definitely stay in touch. And when you get it up and running, we will, just like we did with Abby, who was on our guest recently, very talented author. We'll pitch your podcast and say, hey, listen, go check her out. We had her on the show. She's awesome. You'll love her. Go listen to her. Here's her socials. Follow. We'll do all that stuff for you. Half the fun is kind of the community behind doing these things. It's just meeting new people and not talking to me.
But we will keep our listeners updated. So when you are ready to launch stuff, let us know and we will post all your stuff up. So if in the future, if you do want to hear some of Deanna's stuff, keep an eye on our social media and we will post about it. You can find our Facebook at Paddy Wagon Podcast, on Instagram and Twitter at Paddy Wagon Pod. That's Paddy Wagon POD. So keep an eye on those. And then, or if you want to just check out, like Mike was talking about earlier, our website is paddywagonpodcast.com. That has all of our about info and links to our socials in a link tree. So you can find all that info there. And maybe if you want some Patty merch,
Yeah.
we have just launched that. So there's some Patty Wagon merch
Get
out
that
there.
shirt.
Get that shirt, get that whiskey glass. You can be drinking with us while we're drinking. So
Nice. Well, thank you.
thank you, everyone.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Deanna, for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate
Loved
it.
having you on. Loved having you on.
You're the devil, you're leading me astray over hills and mountains and to America. You're sweeter, stronger, decenter, you're spunkier nor tay. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling drunker soul.